I drew a strange symbol on the glass, and every single one of my father's bees died in fire. My father flew into a rage and beat me, punched and kicked me while I was still just a child. I never begged for mercy. My eyes held nothing but murderous intent. Back then, the only way I could vent my fury was to take it out on a sausage, biting into it as if it were my father. Then, out of nowhere, he collapsed from a heart attack. I turned back around and calmly finished my breakfast. To become an artist, I set out alone for the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts. But my talent went unrecognized, and I was rejected twice. As if that weren't enough, my mother, the one person I had left in this world, passed away around the same time. I lost every source of income, ended up on the streets, and survived by begging. In those days, Jewish influence was spreading across Europe like a creeping tide, taking jobs from Germans, driving up prices, and making life miserable for ordinary people.
They swarm into our country, take the food from our mouths. And here we are, German and hungry.
When World War I broke out, my fate finally seemed to shift. Fired up by the words of a passionate orator, I became consumed by a burning enthusiasm. On my very first day at the front, the enemy launched a sudden ambush. Out of a unit of 600 men, I was the only one who walked away alive.
As you were one of only 600 to survive your baptism of fire, it's my privilege to promote you to the rank of corporal.
That only deepened my conviction that Germany would ultimately win the war. From that point on, I fought on the battlefield without a shred of fear for my own life. My courage caught the attention of my superiors, and I was awarded the Iron Cross. That honor forged in me a fierce and unshakable sense of belonging to Germany. Just as the German army was pushing from victory to victory and closing in on Paris, the order to retreat suddenly came down from above. During that withdrawal, the enemy dropped gas bombs. When I came to, I was lying in a field hospital. My eyes were temporarily blinded, yet all I wanted was to get back to the front. But the doctor told me Germany had surrendered. I completely broke down. In a rage, I tore the bandages from my eyes and swore I would fight for Germany until my very last breath.
It's the end. It's the beginning.
The consequences of defeat spread fast and hit hard. A war reparations bill of 132 billion marks hung over the nation unresolved, and major industrial cities were carved up and handed away. Jewish financiers seized the moment to hoard wealth and accumulate fortunes, turning the savings of ordinary Germans into worthless scraps of paper. I made up my mind the Jews had to be made to pay for this. Before I had even worked out a plan, I was sent to infiltrate the German Workers' Party as an undercover agent. What I found there stunned me. These people weren't thinking about a way forward in the nation. Instead, they were openly calling for Germany to be torn apart. I was furious.
About the purity of the German people. Just no fairy tale.
That outburst caught the attention of the party leadership, and they extended me a direct invitation to join. At my first speech within the party, the audience in the room was half asleep. That cut deep into my sense of national pride.
Is anyone listening? No one cares. No wonder we face extinction.
And it hardened my resolve to become a truly powerful orator. I drew on my own lived experiences to forge a real connection with people, used the flame of national honor to ignite their anger, and hammered home the idea that Jews were pulling the strings behind everything. Countless ordinary Germans found hope in my speeches. Followers poured into the Workers' Party by the thousands, transforming what had once been a tiny outfit of just 54 members into one of Germany's mainstream political forces. As the ranks of true believers kept swelling, a wild and audacious plan began to take shape.